This is Super Metroid Map Randomizer on SpeedGaming 2. This is part of the weekly races that we do, community weekly races. This time we have a race room of how many? 16, and we're about to start. So here we have Sunwoo Farmer and I Lunix. We have seen them on the restream before, but not recently. And here they are. We'll see how they do. We'll see how the Sunwoo and Lunix of today play in head-to-head combat. That looks like bowling. It may be Climb Supers. It is Climb Supers. I was wrong. First impression was a little off. Let's start with some synchronization. I'm going to press 8 because that's a fast number to press. We get Attic here. So we're playing Random Start. We start in Climb Supers. And we're looking for what to do, as one does in a randomizer. So Map Rando, the whole world is going to be shuffled. Like if you've been watching before, maybe you haven't seen that it's been Random Start, but that's what we play now. But all the rooms are going to be randomly connected to each other. And you still have to find the key items. You still have to kill the 4 bosses. So maybe you can be familiar with that part. But we do have some customization going on with the runners. Lunix has color palette shuffle on, as well as one of the newer sprites released with the current build of Map Rando. And then on Sunwoo's side, we have a tile shuffle called Mosaic. So every room in the Brinstar region is going to be a Brinstar tile theme. And the sprite is a Master Hand sprite. That's one of the tricky ones to play as. And they are neck and neck going through the rooms. We have New Bridge. The trick to this room is to hold the run button, and you can cross it every time. So here we have the back of Gauntlet Missile Room, or the Green Pirate Shaft, into Criteria Key Hunters. Oh, here we have a ammo refill station. In Map Rando, the missile refill station is changed to refill all of your ammo. So it's way more useful this way. And then we also saw that Sunwoo has the colorblind color change. So super missiles are a way to get through the green pirates, but then it's just Batoon up there. So it's not helpful. What can you do with the pack of supers? The settings are hard tricky, as always. But supers are a filler item. However, since we're still looking for the first item, it's always the case on these settings that an E-Tank will be the first possible filler item. So if you go everywhere like they are doing and don't find that E-Tank, then supers are definitely progression, and you're also going to run into some kind of door to open. Not this way either. So they're just really last locationing this progression through the down door, it looks like. There's always so many down doors. Wreck Ship Basement, I think we saw that from the right. And Shack Tool, we can't get through Shack Tool. That takes power bombs. Bugged Seed. You can go down through the crabs in Criteria Key Hunters. So I guess a little unlucky that they didn't check that earlier. Oh, that was this store. Linux can do a gate glitch that's not in logic because this is only 5 supers. And also the way back would be... I think it's very hard to get back with these items. It might even be harder or higher. But you can get back with either a damage boost from the farm bugs there, as in you do it twice and you get across the whole room. Or you can do a very precise wall jump. So Sunwoo is going to find the true progression. And we get Fish Tank on the right. It's possible to get to the bottom door. Well, but we're almost guaranteed to see a reset from Linux. Because this is so early on that you have nothing at all. And that looks like our filler E-Tank. We have seen a number of map checks. So hopefully no one's forgetting all the options. That is certainly something that happens. If you forget a thing, you lose 10 minutes. But this means in the first 5 minutes we get Sunwoo Farmer taking a lead. And I would have said that Lunix was the favored runner. Lunix is able to take wins off of anyone. And that's mostly off of routing. And is going to need the super to open the pink door down below. Oh, okay. Kind of smart. Remembers about the ammo refill. So a little over a minute lead. Sunway's side. As I mentioned, 16 racers. If we are pointing out the big names, then we have Simo with the most points here, 3,100. Spiffy Thomas is next, then Lynx, Melon, Sponge, Mo, Lunix, AC Shadow, Sunwoo Farmer, Homunculus Lily, the rest. So what is this item? Power Bombs. Power Bombs is a good item. So they're going to have the 2 important kinds of ammo. I can't say all ammo because there's no missiles. But supers are just better than missiles. That means you can open most things. Open pretty much every door, every gate. And it'll be up to the mobility items that will prevent you from progressing. It's going to be our next forms of progression. Supers, power bombs, E-tanks, reserve tanks are always filler in these settings. Also, all the beams and X-ray are filler. And that means if we're looking for the one single thing that's behind the hardest trick, it's not necessarily going to be those, but they could be placed anywhere at random. And if they happen to be early, then they might be progression. They can be progression. Okay. So if Sunwoo is stuck, then that means Lunix is caught up. He needs to get moving. These friendly spike plants do 60 damage. The graphics are changed. Sunwoo using the tile, custom tile set. So the graphics are changed, but nothing else is changed. Collision's the same. Spikes are still spikes. And I didn't really spot where to use the power bombs. But that's our next thing that we have to follow. Shack Tool. Yeah, Shack Tool's possible. Shack Tool's probably a good choice. Oh. Okay. I was worried that he's gonna land on the snail. But if you You can't just wall jump above it. I think it's a little less safe than spin jumping over as it runs under. Lunix ran into... Oh, I didn't even notice the map was over there. Lunix ran into Big Pink. That's normally a good choice, but there's no way back, so it's a very high risk of a soft walk. And you still don't have a way to get to the map that was over there. Everyone's real scared of snails whenever they play map rando. They do 100 damage. Not only are they a meridian enemy, they're a strong one. So if you're running around with no suits, especially if you're at no E-tanks or just a reserve, then you can suddenly die. Snails and crabs. That's what Metroid runners have nightmares of. But we get the wreck ship main shaft, a very good spot. A lot of the time it has the map, but not today. I think Sunwoo can make it up in time. And missed the wall jump, so that's a reset. There's a couple rims that are very dangerous. I think that one had the caution tape. So caution tape, if you don't know, means that you're walking into a death trap. If you enter the room, then it's possible that you might not be able to get out. That's a bad reset. And I see how far back he is. Was unable to run into a save room in the... Death to Shack Tool. We got the achievement. That one's less bad. If you know the trick to getting the snail to run fast, then you can actually save a good amount of time in Shack Tool room. Reverse Shack Tool. So you can't really mockball under the gate in ice shutters. You kinda can, but you need a pretty solid runway. And a save room is not that. There's a death to a snail. Running into it from the wrong side. So I learned not too long ago that if you roll up on a snail, like an angry snail, as it's running away from you, then you can hit it. And that's like the check for bouncing snails that just like moving away from you. Lunix, please. You have to... If you're gonna do this, you have to show it off. Unfortunately, I did it wrong. Looks like trying to farm health, but doesn't know the strat for farming mini-grade. You have to take damage and move left as the power bomb is hitting mini-grade. The most random thing. That is how you kill mini-grade with power bomb. It looks like the trip didn't really amount to anything. We're still back in the main shaft. Oh, okay. That was livable, but, you know, it's nice if you can just reset and save 100 health or more. Power bomb these. That is a gray door. So it rarely comes up, but mini crate room only unlocks on the side that you shoot open. Metal Pirates is going to open both doors if you open one. Pit room is only going to open the door that you open. Speaking of Metal Pirates. Gravity suit, that's our progression. But most of the time you kill mini crate, you kill all the enemies to go fast. Where's gravity suit on this tracker? So you don't really see that the other door didn't open? But it's handy to know. Yeah, so there's something like 4 or 5 rooms that are caution taped to the right. Big Pink and Ice Shutters have crumble blocks below them. So if you jump into the room, then you can turn around and wall jump and stay safe. You have Amphitheater, so jumping in is safe there. Blue Hoppers, jumping in will get you hit by a hopper. And the Yoink Room, it's another one. That'll get you safe. You stay above the water if you jump into the room. So it's usually pretty good. Linux runs into the map. Very nice. Big Pink with a major behind the power bomb door and health and an X. All good stuff. Platoon and there's a chance that that was Frog Speedway. I can't count tiles that fast. But otherwise, Platoon has a major behind them. You can actually scout the major. So maybe we see that instead. But for now, Big Pink has a major and an E-tank. Can be really handy. And gravity suit. And I have a blue master hand. And then Sunway is heading in the direction of down. Ice beam. Okay. We'll see what Ice Beam turns into. Okay, we're going to see a snail clip here. Snail clip's not in logic until you have X-ray in hard settings. It gives you a 6-pixel window if you have Morph and X-ray. I didn't like that on Morph. I could hit here. I see some people just unmorph too fast, like there too. Pulled it off. Oh, nice items. That's the combo. Very nice finds. Screw attack's gonna speed up a lot of things. Space jump speeds up any kind of movement room that you have to go through. And then gravity supers power bombs. You almost can't get soft locked. Problem is energy is still pretty low. Linux having to think. Is this map room close enough? Sunwoo gonna run into the map here for Brinstar. And also gonna see the majors nearby. Oh. Space jump will help a ton getting that X-ray fire fleas major. That's in Norfair Reserve. It would be a ton of hassle with what Linux had to go for that. But with space jump, screw. It's very possible for Sunway. Plus there's a second E-tank right over there. Health should be fine. You don't want to take push hits. Ready enemies hurt. So when you're doing the West Ocean tripper climb, like ideally try to learn how to wall jump off the trippers. But that's pretty hard. And the backup is you can freeze them. They're easier to jump off when frozen. And yeah. The only cost then is you have to wait for the unfreeze. But it's still much faster than letting them run right and then left. This is a map get. You can see where the map is positioned in the room to know that's not a Fantoon map. If you go down, you have to go through GT. There's a major above. But it's really not safe to go down here. GT without Varia is theoretically a logical thing that could happen. It takes 30 supers and let's say 8 tanks, because I don't know. Plasma's nice. You have to be able to take like 2 or 3 super hits and all the heat damage during the GT fight. The super hits, if you're suitless, they do like 200 damage. It's a lot. But I don't expect we're gonna worry about that piece of information. The GT damage trivia. As we come up on another major here. Charge beam. Charge is really nice, but plasma is really out of the way. Okay. The thing about the Magdalite room is you don't get great health drops if you're missing missiles. Yeah. Linux just doesn't have great resources for this area. But does know that Mother Brain is here. So you can kind of clear out everything above Brinstar and then come back. I saw Torian was below Mother Brain. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what's where. I think Sunwoo's going to turn around. Unfortunately, there's a major over there, but also health is under 100, so wouldn't survive the trip. But Linux is just a little light on resources for getting all the items that he sees. Got Ice Beam. I don't believe Charge Ice is a logical Batoon. But Charge is infinite damage, and Batoon has a safety corner. I really have a hard time telling the ammo requirements for bosses. But the MapRando website, found at maprando.com, has a boss calculator, so you can plug in what resources you have or are interested in. And it'll tell you if a boss is logical on some difficulty. maprando.com/logic. That's where we get our seeds rolled from. So again, we're playing Hard Tricky with a random start. Things may look a little different today because both of them are running with customizations that we don't normally see. Linux has the color swap. It's more of a color tint. So he's in Norfair, and that means everything's going to be more red. All the regions have a color that goes with them. And then Sunwoo Farmer has the full tile swap out. So normally this is a Criteria room, Lower Mushroom Kingdom. But here it's in the Meridia tile set because we're in Meridia. Blast that pirate. He has screw attack. Saves are helpful, especially because this is a heated room. And we're still looking around. Yeah, the area tiling, the tile... I need to be able to remember a term for this. Area tiling. It's really cool. People who work on it are really proud of it. But it's the type of thing that it's hard to show off to a general audience. like namely GDQ is coming up, and Map Rando has a 4-way race that made it in, but they don't know if they can run with area tiling or not. Just because it's harder to follow. If you're playing or watching it for the first time, it becomes really difficult to recognize the rooms. And the rooms are shuffled, so it's already hard enough to follow. So it is a really cool feature, especially to people who've seen Super Metroid a lot. But it's hard to play with it for big events. And here we are, SpeedGaming. We're on the 2 channel. No issue at all running with area tiling. Plus, people have seen a lot of Map Rando by now. It has been visible for many months now. Map Rando's been out 2 years almost. It was, I guess, in a month's time. It was the later half of December 2 years ago that it came out. But it wasn't really played too much for the first whole year. It wasn't until the start of this year that racing picked up. Then the streamers really got into it. Became big enough that we can make a tournament out of it. Momentum, all that. Map Rando's in a good place. I suppose I can mention that the type of thing that's being worked on right now is there's a community effort to add strat videos to all the tricks that you can do in the game. There's a million tricks, so there's not going to be videos for all of them yet. But people are going through and adding a lot. Starting with the more requested strats. The way to look them up would be the logic pages. If you're interested in unorganized strats, you can go to videos.maprando.com. But the way to do it would be through the logic pages. maprando.com/logic. And look up a room that you're interested in. X-ray. So X-ray would put Space Jump and Screw Attack in logic. Because Snail Clip. High Jump and... What is this Norfair? So charge over there, high jump there. As a tracker, I can't lose focus right now. Grapple. Okay, I don't know if we've seen Wreck Ship yet. But that's a powerful Norfair. Yeah, it's always cool to see people coming into Super Metroid for the first time. Kind of interesting take for Nintendo to have the Switch Online service and run emulators of their classic games. But there's a live Super Metroid community. So if you go to Twitch, you're going to find lots of content here. Not a good game for Joy-Cons. Seems like a lull to me. Sunwoo may be even lost into an early game room. But this is a 1v1 race. Sunwoo Farmer and iLinux. You can follow them if you would like. I feel like I should maybe update this cropping, actually. Just noticed it's kind of weak. I think I missed a death. Do I have it? There it is. Skip. No. The problem with cropping this game is that the title screen has a black border. And most of the runners are going to have a black background next to it. And we're not going to give a view to Linux's timer. Banned content. Right side. Sure. I messed it up, but sure. So we still have pretty weak E-tank count. Like we're solidly mid-game. We've had gravity suit, space jump, and basic ammos for a while. And those are enough to really explore a lot of the world. And at that point you go and you get the map, you see the majors are there, you go to the majors. And that's what Sunwoo's doing right here. Sees those 4 majors. 3 majors? I missed a spacer. I was wondering if the other sandpit item was a major or not. At this stage, we're still collecting items. They're seeing a lot of majors, but we haven't run to various suit, and there's not many E-tanks. One more major coming right up. Morph bombs. Okay. Another not great item. Linux has 25 power bombs, which is also not desirable. You kind of want to stop at 10. 15 is fine. Gives you a crystal flash. But essentially, you want to stop at 10. And if you are going for X's, you really want to see supers. So the map icons, they are a part of map Rando, but not how it's shown in a vanilla game or anything. So the small X's, when they're items, they are supers or power bombs. The empty circles are E-tanks and reserve tanks. The solid circles, the big ones, are going to be the major items. That's everything on the tracker plus grapple X-ray. So is this for sure? Reveal the item. Why are you going that way? It was spacer. Actually, probably not going to pick it up, so I don't have to track that. And then the last thing is the little dots. Little baby dots are missile packs. And otherwise, it's the vanilla item set. So every item is placed once. Every room is placed once. May jump. May fire. And then it all gets really randomized. Very, very randomized. We have no boss kills. 34 minutes in. Normally you have probably 2 bosses by now. But it seems like they just haven't run into them. Like, I don't remember even seeing any anywhere. Criteria, I don't believe we've seen that yet. Just a peek. Okay, so this is interesting what Linux is doing. Going up here. It has screw attack, so this door is definitely in logic. It's just a scary situation coming through here. Lower Norfair rooms with no Varia suit. This is a farm room, so this is all going to be logical. He actually lowered the shutter and has to reset the room. Gotta mockball this. We did see Torian at the bottom of the world, but GT is there, the Gold Torizo. And with this amount of health, well, actually, even with this amount of health and Varia, I don't think it's logical, because they don't have... they have charge, but that's really weak. Yeah, I don't think Varia is enough to put Torian in logic right now. So it's more likely that Varia is going to be up here in criteria. Which would put Linux ahead, if that is the case. Can be closer to the progression. Only small dots. That is a setting. You can make that setting happen. Map Rando, very configurable. I've played it before. Some people play with that on. I hate it. It basically makes it safe to collect every item. But you can make it so that all the map icons are small dots. Yeah, so 2 majors here by Sunwoo. Linux has already picked them up. So Linux just can be ahead essentially a full region. Like the full wreck ship. And we're into Everest. Makes it seem like Fantoon has to be Torian. Okay, bosses, we get... Yeah. Yes. Well, there's 2 majors there. Oh, we get Croc. You go kill Croc now. Wave beam. I guess I missed that. Linux have wave? Yeah. Wave. So Sunwoo can have full beam. Plasma is a really out of the way spot, so I'm not expecting Linux to get it. Because Varia should be right here. Speed. There's one more major, those to the side. And I'd guess that it's Varia, and then Bring Ball is elsewhere. Also get another E-tank here in the floor. Not refilling, a little bit interesting. And that's Varia suit. Let's go mode. 40 minutes, no bosses, but we're in go mode. I wouldn't say there's any reason to shoot that. You either want the extra E-Tank or you don't. The extra health. Oh, is that the last major? Up behind Batoon. Okay, Sonu makes it out. Gonna try to finish on 3 tanks. These tanks aren't that out of the way, and having a 4th is really useful. Like, ideally, you don't need a 4th. Mother Brain is the place where it would come up the most. Or you could make a mistake that costs 100 health. Because you gotta survive Rainbow at the end. But, you can try to finish on 3. So we're just gonna pray no mistakes happen. Otherwise, Sunwoo into the climb. The Key Hunter climb of Lord Norfair. The Screw Attack, it treats the Key Hunters as being free kills. Not really gonna stand in your way because you kill them instantly. And that can be considered rough on like lower difficulties, basic, medium, or hard. Because it's reasonable that you fumble your Screw Attack and get hit. But at the same time, Screw Attack's all powerful. So how much hand holding do you need? Okay, so we get the map here. Is there another region that we haven't seen at all? Seeing 4 bosses in one spot would be cool, but is that really what's happening? That's pretty rare. We saw Mother Brain somewhere. But everything else is going to be down here. Yeah, Mother Brain's in Meridia. Passing by. But you can see at the bottom of West Ocean here, the only way back is through GT, or do a very out of logic X-ray climb. And for hard logic, you need so many items for GT to be logical. Almost never happens. I think you have bombs. We'll assume Sunwoo has bombs. And we've seen the last 2 majors, so there's nothing that Lunix is going to be looking for. But supers would help. Bring a suit. So this is pretty much final loadout. I can understand wanting more supers. Gonna help on Ridley and on Mother Brain. This beam is 60 shots each, as in 60 for Ridley, 60 for Mother Brain. And together that's 120 seconds. So if you can have supers, a pack of supers saves 2, 5, 10. Each super pack saves 10 seconds per boss. So it's pretty powerful. And Fantoon. This is the last map, so Fantoon is here. Found him on the first try. Because the only other right door in Green Bryn main shaft. But here's the gap. Sunwoo has to go all the way down through the world. And that is exactly how far apart they are. I guess Sunwoo has the stronger beam and more supers. Can make up a little bit of time with that. Not inconsequential amount of time. Like, not counting ammo, the beam would save 40 seconds per boss each. And gonna save some time on Dragon, save time on Pantoon. Maybe it is completely fair to talk about beam damage. As a 3-round Pantoon, first kill on the board. And if things go right, then someone's gonna get a 1-round Pantoon. And that is... it's close to a minute. We can call it 40 seconds. It depends a lot on which pattern you get, of course. But it could save like 40 seconds on Pantoon too. And there they are, all grouped together. Then also on the way out, Lunix is going to want to refill super somehow. Or just be down damage. Where Sunwoo doesn't have that problem. So I would say you kill Ridley first here. So that you can get supers back on the other bosses after. With Dragon first, it could be that you do Ridley and then you don't have the supers for the great quick kill. So we'll see exactly what happens. But boss order does matter here. Because you're trying to manage your drops. You're seeing a Shine Spark kill. I really like grapple kill in this situation. It does require you to be consistent with the grapple kill. Shine Spark is going to take extra damage, but has health to spare, but really can't go wrong. Like, if you can get the grapple kill, that was a swoop. I think it was on the first possible pattern. That would have just been a faster fight. And yeah, we have Ridley next. I guess you have to walk around a bit to get to Raid. What? Oh, someone didn't shoot the right side part. It's like, how did he know that he was going to dead end? Okay, so 4 tanks, both suits, Ridley is not a problem. The issue is just that it's going to be a little bit slow. Only 8 supers means you can only use supers for half of the enrage phase. I try to keep, like with 2510, I'd try to keep all the ammo for the enrage phase, because it would help with counting. Wow. The double back bounce. I think that's a 1% chance if he's not right next to you. So there's different reasons why you'd think about X factors. In any percent, they do X factors. But you try to get 4 with that. You basically have to do the 4 to save time compared to this beam. And that's really hard to do unless you're very practiced at it. And there's a nice 1 round. Get 10. The RBO X factors, where you don't take the extra damage, is also just really hard to do. And more so saves in-game time than real time. There are faster pauses in Map Rando, but they don't affect actual time. They just appear faster. They're not, like, actually faster. Like, the important part of the pause is the same. I think the menu is faster, though. I think you can move through the menu, the pause menu, a little bit faster, as a separate patch. Didn't like Sunwoo using supers there at all. It's okay. It has full beam. Our boss is down. So it's still gonna have a decent lead here. The 3 boss kills. Gonna lose a little bit of time still on Mother Brain. And here's that farming that I mentioned before. Farming a little bit of supers back for Mother Brain. And that's why I would have liked to have seen Dragon after Ridley. Because Ridley you want to use the supers. Save time. And Dragon you don't. So the Dragon drops. This could be some number of supers. And we'll see how the Ridley fight goes. The custom sprites mostly mess up the Ridley fight. Because, you know, you have to tiptoe to the left side of the platform when he pogos. It's hard to tell where the end of your hitbox is. So you can fall in the acid or you can get grabbed so much easier. But fight's going pretty well so far. Basically just jumping over the swoops, dodging the lunges. So, handling the fight pretty well. It's the baby. I forgot to mention that Charged Plasma helps immensely with the GT fight. I don't even know how much time this saves. How much Plasma is going to save here. But this is ridiculous value out of Charged Plasma versus not. This is 13,500, 300 at a time. I don't know. Okay, it's like 25 supers and double that, so it's about 50 shots. And I think shooting's faster than farming. Pretty sure it would be. No, you can't microwave GT. GT and BT have weird microwave protection. I forget exactly what happens. But they have like their own kind of special iframe. I think I've heard that you can do it for like a fraction of an extra hit. Are we past the Craig kill? This area is past the Craig kill, but I didn't see it. Okay. Looks like it's done. So this race is going to be so much closer than it looked like. Because all from the plasma difference. And the reason Sunwoo has plasma and Linux doesn't is because Sunwoo Farmer did the snail clip on the way down to wherever. On the way down to Brinstar and Norfair. And I think it was Brinstar specifically. Yeah. And so it had space jump for the X-ray Firefly room. And that's where plasma was. It's right past that. So that play paying off big time with plasma. You wouldn't think plasma would be this valuable, but they're on low super count, and you have plasma like microwave for all the bosses where it helps. And on the other bosses, it's just better damage than supers that we're not finding. Yeah, GT on custom spray is actually harder than Ridley. Because you're trying to go in the safe spot. saved. Let's just say saved a minute here. Like save 30 seconds on Fantoon, 30 on Dragon, a minute on GT. It can be 40 on Mother Brain, 40 on Ridley. So one can add that up, but that's a lot of time for one item. Only they had to go through Batoon and get Spring Ball. Yeah, both at Mother Brain at the same time, but someone entering Linux leaving. We have a 2-minute escape timer. You have to go to the top of the world. We're pretty much at the bottom here. They have gone up and down a number of times. So I'm gonna be mostly familiar with the route. Might not even need to pause. Here we get to do the hero shot in Big Pink. Very tricky if you haven't seen it before. Not something you think about. But you have to chase after the hyper beam shot so that it reaches the power bomb. We don't have ammo, so you need the hyper beam to kill the ammo block, the power bomb block. So we made it through. Took a big hit, but did have like lots of buffer health. Yeah, Norfair is a little interesting because you first enter it from the right side, but then the faster way back to Norfair is through the fish tank door. But then it's Norfair, and then you go into Wreck Ship, and the top of Wreck Ship. I think it's only this room that you're in Wreck Ship, actually. The top of this room is going to be Criteria. Both in the escape, 50 seconds apart on the timer. If you get lost in the maps, it's going to take a long time. Criteria is not too complicated. Someone who doesn't pause and be making up that time. The clock doesn't run in the pause menu. So that'd be the only way that they both stay alive in the escape and one past the other. Few remaining rooms. Go through Everest and then Bubble Mountain. Oh, we get a sweet wraparound shot. Wait, hear about wraparound shot in landing site for Rando mostly. But you can do that in a lot of rooms. There's just not much logical relevancy to it. It's just something that randomly happens from time to time. But it's cool to point out. And then, yeah, it does make it into the ship. 8 seconds left. Lunix gonna be taking the win on the restream, but not by much. Sunwoo was just a few rooms behind, and we'll see. I've done this. I don't even know how to mute this audio. So I don't think this audio is actually usable.
Looking sketchy.
Okay, we'll live with it. We will support Sunwoo Farmer and hear their thoughts. Yeah, lots of time. From this side, you need like 4 seconds. And yeah.
58.
So GG. Good race. Close finish times. Let's see. I have too many tabs up. We have Lunix with a 57.57, Sunwoo Farmer 58.55. That is 8th and 9th place. The top place, number one runner of the evening was Smellin, the 4840. Then Spiffy Thomas in second, Link, Smo, and Simo. Those were your top 5. And again, that was out of 16 entrants. Here in the weekend edition of Super Metroid Map Randomizer. Brought to you by SpeedGaming. On SpeedGaming too. I'm Aussie101. I'm your commentator. I don't introduce myself when I'm supposed to. The invite should be out now. We'll see if anyone wants to talk about it or not. Just let some amount of time pass. But the big standout thing and the benefit of having this on Restream was going to be the end game run from Criteria after Various Suit all the way to Mother Brain, where we got to see the difference of plasma versus no plasma. Sunwoo was a full world crossing behind, and made up most of it. Like they were a Mother Brain apart at the end, and that sounds a lot better than a full world behind. Just saved time in so many places with plasma. The earlier space screws can be beneficial too, but it wasn't that significant. It did feel like. And then Linux just kind of figuring out the logic a little bit better. I think Sunwoo Farmer took a few bad deaths, especially early on to Shack Tool. Death to Shack Tool, death to Gary, death to something else that was worse than that. That was all unfortunate. It could have made the difference looking at the final result. But it is how it is. Yeah, good run from both. Solid placement. Right in the middle. It seems like no one's joining me. So if that's how it is, then I will begin signing us out. For next Saturday, on the schedule I've written in the monthly community seed. I don't know if people are interested in playing or watching that, but that's what's written there. I don't know what the format will be. It's like just gonna be one 30-minute race. We'll figure it out. So I'm gonna announce that now. So you're not surprised when you look at the schedule. We do speedruns of a monthly seed. So run it over and over like you would in a normal speedrun. So that would be a speedrun style race. And we'll see how that goes. I've been interested in doing different settings for these weekly races, especially now that the tournament is over. We can maybe experiment with the settings a little bit more. Eddie had an event where he did a starting item race yesterday, so that could be another idea. But as to this restream, we had a very nice race, good showing from the runners. Good educational lesson to us, but that'll be it here. I'm gonna close this down, and we can see you next time for Map Randy. It'll be Wednesday. But see you all next mission. Thanks for stopping in, watching, and chatting. And good night.